Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 522. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter, that's Durham's online community paper. And with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today and, in this case, tomorrow in Durham. And then I invite you to click on that button on the Facebook side. Click on that link and join me on camera to hang out, shoot the breeze, share information, etc. All righty, so I'm on the Word page, and that is a nonprofit and government information page. And let's see, today's a big day for the Book Harvest Rapid Response Center, where you can take your kids to peruse the outdoor shelves just full of wonderful books, including lots of multicultural books, which you can take home for free. Now, today's the big day because once a month they have Grab and Go, where you can order a bag of new or gently used books, grouped by age. So you might have maybe some kind of program going on. So you can get books for pre-K or kindergarten to second grade, grades 3 to 5, middle school, and then they have high school level books as well. And they're all free. So they only do this once a month in terms of the bagged books. So call them. I don't know if it's too late to get yours for today. They do have pickup from 1 to 5, so they might have time. We'll see. Give them a call and see. Now, as far as taking your kids to, look at the books outdoors and choose to take home, you can do that at any time, 24/7. All righty. Now, let me scroll up and let you know that the city has job openings. Okay, I have the link right there on the Word page. And just to let you know, because I live near South Alston, Campus Hills, they're looking for lifeguards. So if you have that skill, contact the city right away. Durham Parks and Recreation, again, they're looking for lifeguards. You can see other jobs. You can see how much they pay. You can see what the duties are, etc. All right, let me continue. And in case you want to do some paperwork, it's going to be real hard with the weather being so perfect this weekend. But just to let you know, if you do need help because of COVID-19 affecting your job, the City of Durham and Durham County are teaming up to run the Durham Emergency Rental Assistance Program. You can sign up and get help for, rent in arrears, rent going forward for 12 months. And for those who really, really need extra help, you might be able to get up to 3 additional months. Also, utilities are paid for, and depending on your situation, how your house is set up, that could include electricity, gas, water, sewer, wastewater, trash removal, fuel oil, sometimes even internet connection. So get that help. All the information, including the links and phone numbers, etc., are right there on the Word page. So scroll down to City of Durham and Durham County. All righty, let's see. The libraries are open. Let me find that. So the main library isn't open just yet. Well, let me scroll down more. Whoa, I passed it. Wait a minute. So we can all visit the Durham County libraries, all of them except for the main library, which they're letting people pick up items at the main library, but you can't wander around just yet. But you can wander around all of the other libraries, and for 1 hour at a time. Okay, so there are certain hours. So today, with it being Saturday, they allow people to visit the libraries from 2 until 6. They're closed on Sundays and Mondays. Resuming on Tuesday, the hours on Tuesday will be 2 to 6. I'll remind you during Bull City Hangout next week. All right, and let's see. I hope it isn't too late, but I'm just going to mention, as I did before, that today's the day for Jules Networking and Outreach to hold There's a King in You Young Men's Empowerment Seminar. That's going to be today from noon until 2 in Forest Hills Park. This is for young men ages 12 to 17 who want to think about, plan, and prepare for their futures. So sign up first. Go online. The link that you need is right there on the Word page, and see if you can get your young man into the program. All right. It's a 1-day program, by the way. Okay, let's see. Let's go to the health page. To your health. So let's see. There's going to be a pop-up. Oh, of course, I have your COVID COVID-19 test and vaccine updates. But let me tell you what's going on today in terms of what they call pop-up vaccine clinics for COVID-19. So today, the Durham County Department of Public Health and Chapel Hill Pediatrics and Adolescents, along with War for Life, as we are ready for life, they're holding 2 pop-up clinics today for vaccines. One's going to be at Hillside High School from 10 until 2, and then Githens Middle School, also from 10 until 2. This is for students ages 12 to 17. Obviously, they have the Pfizer vaccine. You do have to make an appointment, so very quickly go online, try to set an appointment, and get your kid vaccinated for COVID-19. Also, so if that doesn't work out, check out the Wheels Fun Park vaccine. This is going to be hosted by 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟. Now, this is in partnership with the City of Durham, the Durham County Department of Public Health, Duke Health, Latin 19, and Durham Parks and Recreation. They're going to have fun. They're going to have music. You can even pick up a box of groceries if you need them. So this is going to be, again, hosted by 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟. It's going to be at Wheels Fun Park from 1 until 5 this afternoon. With this one, you don't need an appointment, ID, registration, or anything. Just go. All righty, let's see. Oh, I do need to point out, they're going to have the Pfizer as well. So this is for people ages 12 and up. All right. Now I'd like to tell you about the Community Health Coalition's program, which is going to be Monday. This is a one-day program. It's called Navigating When to Have Children, Weighing the Pros and Cons to Waiting. This is for people who are planning to start their families maybe a little later than what some people consider normal, how to stay healthy, and of course have a healthy baby. So this is going to be on Monday at 9:30 in the morning. It's a free program. You do have to sign up by Sunday, which is tomorrow. Sign up by Sunday for this one-day free webinar, Navigating When to Have Children, Weighing the Pros and Cons to Waiting. All righty. Let's see. Let's go to the sports page. Of course, I'd look up and see Guy, our cook, our resident fisherman. So let's see. I hope you didn't miss the Bike Durham's bull ride, which is going on right now. I hope you knew about it if you're a bicyclist, because that's going on right now. And I'm just mentioning it because it's so creative. They're they're riding through Durham on a path in the shape of a bull. As you know, this is the Bull City. So I don't know how they did it. I would like to see that map like from above. I hope they show that because that's pretty wild. Now, also going on right now is the Police Athletic League's one-day baseball camp hosted by the Durham Police Department. Now, it's going on right now, so it's too late to sign up, but I'm mentioning it because if you had planned to sign up your boy or girl from age 11 to 14, there's going to be one more on June 2nd, which is on a Wednesday from 6 until 7:30. Also at Hillside Park, which is on the other side of W.D. Hill on Roxborough Street. They can work on their skills in terms of, hitting, fielding, gameplay, throwing. This is for baseball and softball players. Again, ages 11 to 14. So sign them up now in case you missed today's outing. Also, you can sign up for Ultimate Frisbee. This is also for boys and girls ages 11 to 14. This is going to be on Monday from 4 until 5:30 at Twin Lakes Park. That's a great park. I've been there once. I love that park. So anyway, this is a super fast sport. It's like a combination of football, soccer, and basketball somehow with the Frisbee. I don't know. I don't think I've seen Ultimate Frisbee. I'm pretty sure I have not. So this is going to be led by members of the Triangle Ultimate Semi-Pro Ultimate Frisbee team. So this is going to be pretty darn fun. So sign them up. These are free events. And I know that people are going to be signing up pretty quickly. So go ahead and get your kid registered. All righty. And I have yet to talk to Mr. Santibanez, but I'm just going to mention that it's probably time to sign up for Bull City Futsal. They're going to have 6 skill sessions and also 3 games of futsal. And that's another fast new game. Futsal is a combination of soccer and, well, soccer. It's just smaller. It's on a smaller court, and it's like faster. I think the ball is smaller too, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, the Bull City Futsal's Summer 2021 Elementary School Academy, that's going to be held at Sherwood Park starting on June 20th. It's not too soon to sign up, I don't think. So go ahead and sign up. The link is right there on the sports page. Also, for 6th through 8th graders, the Middle School Academy, that's going to be at Sherwood Park also. And then the high school students can also sign up for the high school academy. And that's going to, again, be 6 skill sessions and also 3 games in Sherwood Park. I don't know if they say Sherwood. I know some people say Sherwood and some say Sherwood. Let me know. Hey, Alice is here. Sheer Social is such a fun show that she does every Friday. Correct me, Alice, it's at noon, right? Because my show's at noon, and I always hop on after my show. Let me know if it starts exactly at noon on Fridays, pretty sure. So folks, check out Sheer Social if you want to know the up-to-date information on social media. Yeah. And Alice says, main library. Oh yeah, super favorite, super. All righty, let me continue with the sports page. Let's see. So I told you about the baseball and, okay, futsal. Oh, softball is tomorrow. Durham softball games are tomorrow. And that's going to be held at Pineywood Park, as they do every Sunday, pretty much every Sunday. So this is a very, very clever way how local nonprofits raise money by playing each other in softball. I think it's very clever. So game started at noon, free attendance, and Housing for New Hope versus Vets to Vets United, Don't Waste Durham versus South Durham Little League, Porch Durham versus the Miracle League of the Triangle, the Animal Protection Society of Durham versus Meals on Wheels of Durham, Trees Durham versus North Carolina Coalition Against Domestic Violence. So clever and a fun way of raising money for local nonprofits. I love that. I might have to attend tomorrow. I'm going to go there. Okay. One more thing. Durham Parks and Recreation, they still have that lottery system in place. Oh, and Alice says, Friday is Sheer Social, noon Eastern on Facebook. Follow Alice at Sheer Social. Okay. Let's see. So Durham Parks and Recreation, keeping us safe. They have a lottery system. Enter the lottery by 6. The winners will be sent texts to let them know that tomorrow they can visit either Lake Mickey or Little River for non-motorized boating and also for fishing off the banks. So I know it sounds crazy, but Durham Parks and Recreation, they really think out of the box, I have to tell you. So their hours are Fridays through Mondays, 6:30 until 6. And both Lake Mickey and Little River are wonderful places to hang out, seriously. Okay, the last place we're going to visit is the Let's Go page, and that is the calendar of events page. So let's see. Durham Farmers Market going right now until noon in Durham Central Park. The Durham Craft Market also until noon in Durham Central Park. The South Durham Farmers Market also until noon. They are south on Highway 55 in the Greenwood Commons Shopping Center. Let's see. Now, this is really fun. This is for kids of all ages. You can go to the Durham County Library, the main library. You can tiptoe in and pick up instructions and materials to make your own wind-up car. That should be super fun. So you can pick up your instructions and materials between 11 and 5:30. It doesn't say that you have to register, so I guess they have enough to go around. So this is part of their STEAM Make and Take program. This should be really fun. So make your own wind-up car. And then there's some days next week. If today's not a good day, they're going to be doing it next week as well. And I'll remind you later. Also today, Durham County Library, they're hosting online a bilingual beginner sign language class. That should be really cool, from 4 until 5:30. And I think this is how you say thank you. I know that's the one thing I know how to say. Let's see. This is going to be in English and Spanish, so that should be really cool. Again, from 4 until 5:30. It's a free class, bilingual beginner sign language class. Yeah. My sister and Donald, my sister Cookie and her husband Donald, they both know sign language, and I think that's such a really wonderful skill. Oh, let's not forget, tomorrow the Makers Society, they're hosting their monthly Makers pop-up market. This is going to be in Durham Central Park tomorrow from 11 until 3. And Makers is 30 plus local artists and makers. Those are people who like to tinker around with electronics and other creative type materials. So they will be displaying and selling their works. They're going to have food trucks and hand sanitizer, practicing social distancing with the masks and all. So if you want to participate in a future pop-up, I do have a link for you to click. You do have to pay. It's not a free thing. It's free to attend, but to participate, you do have to pay like $60. But anyway, there you go. Let's check the weather. Oh, I'm glad I jotted this down. While I was setting the show up, all of a sudden, boom, it popped up on Facebook. Shepherd's House Church, United Methodist Church, on Driver, 107 North Driver. They're giving away groceries right now until 11 o'clock. I know it's 10:20 right now, but if you are in need and you're able to get there, they're giving away bags of groceries right now until 11 o'clock. Again, 107 North Driver. They say pop open your trunk and just pick up groceries. So that's, if you don't know where that is, that's Main and Driver. Yes. Weather, 73, it's sunny. We might have a cloudy afternoon. It's going up to 90 though, no complaints. And then tomorrow it will be 90 and partly sunny. So anybody can just click on the link and join me on camera. Guy R. Cook in Washington State, our resident fisherman and bon vivant around town who does SEO and all that other kind of great stuff, and who also has the Guy R. Cook Report. Let's see what's happening with him. Guy R. Cook, what is new?
This is the warning.
Coffee.
Yeah, I've had caffeine, so I'm very verbose.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I thought it would be fair to warn you. I shared the link to the Hangout. I don't know if anybody's going to show up, but I have a Facebook page for the Guy R. Cook Report, and I put it on there.
Okay.
So, I'll expect residuals if they come in and give you money, and then I'll get a percentage. Okay.
Now wait. Oh, you put the link in the comments, I hope.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
The question is, you talked about intense frisbee or advanced frisbee.
Ultimate frisbee, I think they call it.
Ultimate frisbee, yeah. Okay. That stirred the thought. When was the first frisbee thrown?
Probably in the 50s. Because we had frisbees when we were little kids in the mid 60s. So I'm guessing
1957, according to Google.
Okay, I knew it had to be because the company's Whammo, isn't it?
I think they made the first one. Yeah, I think so.
And I know they started in the late 50s, because they also had the hula hoop and a couple of other games. So Whammo was one of my favorite companies. I don't know if they still exist though. I wonder. I'll have to look that up.
That's a good question. I can't say that I've shopped there, so I can't tell you. Now, here's the other trivia question. Ready?
Okay.
I got this off CBS Morning News. This kills over 100 people a year. It's in the salt water, so if you're at the beach, kills over 100 people a year.
Oh,
has no teeth, and no fins. Any guesses?
Jellyfish.
That's a good guess, but That's not it.
That's what I saw on Myrtle Beach. They have a lot of those that wash
Yeah.
up. What doesn't have teeth?
No teeth, no fins.
Oh, crabs, because they make
No,
those
not
nests.
it. Not
Okay.
it. Don't think of legs. Don't think of fins. Don't think of teeth. It's called riptide.
Oh, I've seen those
Yeah.
in YouTube videos where they just, those
Yeah.
are powerful and hard to escape.
It's just like a river of water, and it comes right up next to the shore. The rule of thumb that I've always used, don't go in the water on the ocean beaches past your knees. Wow. If you go out there hip deep, that current is so strong, it'll grab you and pull you out into the ocean and drown your butt.
You know, I went to let's see, since moving to North Carolina, of course, we don't have oceans in Chicago. So,
not very much, but you do have the lake though.
Oh yeah, but yeah.
Probably not a riptide in the lake though.
No, I don't think so. But I did go to Wilmington and went to the beach, and I was afraid to go past my knees because the water, it's scary. Ocean tides are nothing like
it's cold.
Lake. It's like very intimidating.
I've always heard people say that, they went to the Caribbean and so forth, and the water's so warm and nice. I've never been in warm and nice ocean water. Never. We went one time in the heat of the summer. We went up to this place in Washington State called Deceptions Pass, and everybody was going in the water. I said, "Oh gosh, I must be warm here." I made it to about 6 inches up my leg. I said, "No, this is not warm. We are not wading into this."
Maybe because it's so vast.
Yeah, I think
it's
so.
Hard to be heated by the sun. It's probably just too big.
And so Deception Pass is so far north of the equator. I don't think we get the warming trend there.
Now let's get back to riptides, because I was watching videos. You know how you can get lost on YouTube and just watch the craziest videos. So I was watching a bunch of videos about the rogue waves. You know what those are too?
Yeah.
And for those watching who don't know, rogue waves, they're very sneaky. They're very they come, they're real soft, but they keep coming. You think that they're just gonna lap at your toes because maybe the last wave lapped at your toes, and you're like, oh, that's so cute. And the next wave, you don't realize it's gonna keep coming, and it keeps coming, and it's like a tidal wave, but it's soft.
And in the math world, the seventh wave has a tendency to be stronger than any of the other previous waves. I don't know why that is.
Really?
But next time you go to the beach, watch it and count them.
Huh.
And you'll see the big wave, the one that goes way farther up the shoreline than the other ones have, is usually the seventh one.
Okay. And I misspoke when I said soft. I'm going to say it catches you off guard, because it's not like a
surprise
tsunami. It's not going to be like 6 feet tall. It's going to look really calm and placid, but it's going to keep coming.
Mm-hmm.
And people run away screaming, dropping their phones, and children, and it can be pretty scary.
Yeah.
So, but one thing that they said to escape to avoid being dragged out to sea. Of course, if you're a strong swimmer, you have a better chance than someone like me, who's not a strong swimmer. They said don't fight it and try to swim directly back to shore. They say try to swim at a 45-degree angle to shore. So you will expend too much energy trying to fight it, trying to swim it straight to the shore.
Right.
But if you swim, they say at a 45-degree angle, it's still pulling you, but not as hard if you're swimming this way. It's hard to explain, but it's just that you don't want to expend all the
bottom line. The bottom line is don't go in past
45-degree angle.
Yeah, don't go past your knees. Yeah, when you go out there, like you're surf fishing and you got waders on. Oh gosh, if I go out there hip deep, I could cast farther out to you. Don't do it. Yeah.
Wow. But you can do so in a lake or river, I'm sure.
Well, in a lake, yes. In a rivers, I mean, I've been knee deep in a river and I'm going, wow. Like one time we went salmon fishing up at the Green River. You've heard of Mount St. Helens.
Sure. I watched a couple of documentaries about that.
In that part of the world, there's a salmon hatchery and there's a river and so forth. And we went fishing up there years ago. And, oh, wow. Hey, Alice, you need to pop on the camera. And then we'll put the link in the chat. Okay.
I wish she would, but she might be gone. But go ahead.
Anyway, going across the river, I said, I got the brilliant idea. Oh, I could fish off the other side and be closer to the hole. So I went to what I considered to be a shallower spot, waded across. And thank God I had a stick with me to keep from getting knocked down. Whoa. It was that at that point, it was really, really considered to be, this was not a good idea. I made it across because I think I made it across because I weigh over 200 pounds. If I'd have been a lightweight, like a 90-pound teenager, probably wouldn't have made
away.
It. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, they say to be careful because you have to know what is feeding or sourcing the river. If it's being sourced by a bunch of different hills and it all converges into one narrow river, that's going to be a powerful river right there. You know, in fact, I watched a video about the most dangerous river in the world. They say if you fall in, you die. And you would think, oh, what is it? Acidic? What happens is, so you see this river and it's narrow.
Right.
And the water is churning really hard.
Okay.
And you think, well, maybe I'd have a chance if I fell in. But here's the thing. So there's rocks on.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing. No, there's rocks on either side, but the river is churning so hard that it has actually carved away the rocks that are in the water. So the rocks that you are walking on, it's only a shell. So if you fall in the water, you will get sucked in under the rocks and you won't be able to climb out because because it's all carved out. It's all like caves. Nothing to hold on to.
What river is that?
It's in England, and I will find it for you, and I'll probably I'll send it to you via messenger or post it or something. But yeah it's really scary because, again, you think you're on solid rock, but you're really not. I mean, it's solid enough to walk on. But
rocks in England is what you tip over to get the minnows that you use for bait for pike. Been there, done that. It's awesome.
Under rocks?
Yeah,
fish?
These little tiny minnows, maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches long, and they hide under the big flat rocks. Okay. So the rocks that are small enough to flip over, I mean, you have to flip over several rocks till you find a minnow. I mean, it isn't like a smorgasbord that every flat rock's got a minnow under it. But many of them, you tip them over, and you're a kid, so you don't care. And after a time, you've got 4 or 5 minnows. Take them home and say, Dad, I got bait for pike. Well, where are we going to fish for pike? It's a reservoir. So I introduced Dad to this pike fishing hole when we lived over there.
Okay.
Awesome.
Nice.
Of freshwater fish I've caught, I got to say pike probably fight as hard as any of them.
Yeah,
if not harder.
I'm not familiar with
either a steelhead or a pike would be the winner as far as putting up.
Is that a good eating fish? I mean, never heard of it.
A pike is real bony. No, I don't think I would eat a pike.
Oh, so it's a sporting.
Yeah, just catch and release. You just catch them for the fun of catching them.
So I know you're in a new house.
Yes. That's why the wall is blank.
So what's the closest waterway to you where you can go fishing?
Columbia River.
Ooh, I've heard of that.
It's minutes away.
Okay.
Probably.
Do they have salmon?
15 minutes.
Is that where the salmon run?
To go to the salmon run, you'd have to go farther. You'd probably have to go, down to the mouth of the Snake, maybe.
Oh, okay. So it's not on the Columbia River by you.
About half an hour away. Not far. There's 3 rivers that converge here. The Yakima, which is baby river compared to the Columbia, the mighty Columbia, and then the Snake, which is south of me, about probably 15 miles, if less than that, maybe.
Do you plan to go fishing in your new?
Yes, I've already been doing. I've been doing the homework. The first thing that we need to do, and when I was working in the garden yesterday, I thought is we need to make up the checklist of everything we put in the car, because we got to take the 3 kids, the 3 dogs have to go with us. So we got to take the tie up for the dogs, the shade for mom because she'll get too hot, etc. And of course the fishing poles. I've heard stories about people that forget their poles. They load everything else in the car.
Fishing pole. Huh? How can anybody forget their fishing poles if they're going fishing?
I don't know. I don't know if it was a joke or if it was true, but that's what they complained. They said, yeah, we got up there and we forgot. And I got that from my dad. He said, take 2 poles. When you go fishing, don't fish 2 poles. That's not legal, but take 2. It's just like the same reason.
Not legal.
No, you can't fish with 2 poles. Some places you can, but the ones that are allow for 2 poles are very few places.
What's the harm in having 2 poles?
Well, I guess they figure you're having too much fun.
Okay. Can't have too much fun. And they might consider that greed or maybe bordering on commercial.
Yeah, overfishing
I got you.
The area. Yeah, that would be. Now, if you go onto Google Maps, look up Lake Warden, like warden of a prison. Lake Warden is north of me. And, and the grapevine says it was just stocked, and that's with rainbow trout. That'd be
that's some good fishing right there.
Yeah. As soon as we get the list completed of what things we need to take with us, we're going to point the car at Lake Warden, because I think that'd be a good spot.
There's what do they call it? The lagoon, which is actually technically in my old neighborhood Woodlawn in Chicago. And I do remember when I was doing the South Side Scoop, the paper that I had there, I'd always let them know what was being stocked, because they would always, I think in April, it was always something called smelts.
Oh, yes.
And then different fishes throughout the year.
When my mother-in-law was still alive, we told, and Darlene came home from work and he said, wow, there's a lot of cars lined up down there at Ross Point. That's an area where we used to live. And I said, oh, they're getting smelt. And Gladys, my mother-in-law, says, what's a smelt? I said, oh, they're these little fish about this big, and they swim right up on the shore. You don't even have to use a hook or anything. You just scoop them up with the net.
What?
She goes, yeah, really. And Gladys, of course, thought, oh, guys, tell me a big fish story. It's a big whopper. Fish that swim right into your net. Oh, come on. You think I'm a stupid person? I said, well, we'll show you. So I grabbed up the kids and not the dogs. We had real kids then, back many years ago. Got in the van, went down to Ross Point. My father-in-law, Darlene's dad, was wearing like these real fancy dress boots, probably cost $150. He's down there in the salt water kicking smelt up onto the beach. And Brad and Steven were grabbing the smelt and throwing them in a sand hole. You just scoop out a little, like a bowl in the sand, and throw the fish in there to keep them.
So that's clever. Okay.
We got as many as we wanted to clean and took them home. We had smelt for breakfast the next day.
Now, I heard that they're very salty. Is that true?
No, they're not real salty. If you get them prepared, dried smelt, they might be, where they put them in a smoker and salted them up. That could be salty. But if you clean them, just like you're cleaning the trout, and then fry them up, a little, egg and flour batter, put on there and fry them up.
Sounds like some good eating.
They are the best.
Okay.
They are the best. And if you ever get to the West Coast, Pat, they're going to give you 2 choices. They're going to say, oh, we got these freshwater smelt out of the Cowlitz. They're awesome. No, you want the ones from Ross Point that have been in saltwater because they're twice as good. Twice as good. The ones in the freshwater, I think, are, well, they're not the poster child for eat and smell.
I got you. And if anybody wants to join us, I'm using StreamYard, which means we could have a Brady Bunch situation. Can accommodate 9 guests. So don't be shy. If you're saying, darn it, I wish Guy would hurry up so I can jump on. Just jump on now. It's all.
Yeah. You don't have to wait till I leave. But you might want to.
Well, you said you had caffeine, and you're ready.
Yeah. I warned everybody with the Roasters coffee. Now, you know why it says Roasters? Here's the reason it says Roasters.
I thought that was the name of the place.
There's 2 places to get coffee. Well, 2 places to get coffee. And Roasters, I don't have to get out of the car, which means I don't have to put on the mask, which means I don't lose my hearing aids. Did I tell you I got hearing aids?
Yeah, you posted it on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So anyway, when you take the mask off, I haven't yet mastered the art of putting that loop behind the ear mask on and not mess up the hearing aids. I want to get one of those, like this mask, so I can not mess with my ears because it doesn't work. So I got the Roasters coffee because that's got a drive up window and just pull up. Give me 2 of those. And that's how you make spouse points. First, you go to your wife and you say, how's coffee sound? Oh, I love a coffee. And not mess. I go get one of those.
Hi, how are you?
Mask, so I can not mess with my
you
ears.
turn off your Facebook page because you're.
Yeah, I got to do that. Hold on.
Roasters coffee because that's got to.
Sorry, Guy.
Hey, I know that voice.
That's Alice from Sheer Social.
Oh, nice background, Pat.
Oh, thank you. All right, have you ever gone fishing?
You mean with a
fishing
pole?
For leads?
You mean with a pole?
So that's the only way you can.
No.
You do social media fishing, though.
I thought you meant metaphorically, yes, but it was real. No real fishing. No, not even a little.
Well, that affects your diet, Alice.
Well, I eat plenty of fish.
Okay,
but I prefer.
It's more fun to eat the ones you catch.
Oh well, no. Okay. All my fishing is metaphorically, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Tastes great, less filling.
Wait a minute, it's something else.
That's a beer.
I didn't grow up eating fish. So I'm still learning about fish. Pop didn't like it, so we never had it in our house.
Wow.
So I'm just now learning about fish, and I do like it. I have to say.
Are you a catfish, trout, salmon?
They all taste pretty similar.
Yeah, they do.
I do like salmon a lot.
Flounder.
I do like me some salmon.
Yeah.
One thing nice about North Carolina, you're close to the Atlantic Ocean, so you'll get the variety of salmon called Atlantic salmon, and those are the best. I mean, I live in Washington State. We've got kings, we got silvers, we got dog salmon, but Atlantic salmon. The story of Atlantic salmon. Okay, they raise them in pens here, in big floating cages, if you will.
Okay.
And so some genius one time thought, we need to move that cage. And so he thought they could just hook a tugboat on it and drag it from point A to point B.
Sure.
Well, all the crap that grew onto the net made it break open and the fish got out. So the game warden came down and he says, you catch them fish any way you can catch them. They're just going to die. They're stupid. They don't know how to live in the wild.
That's insulting.
So I went out there trying to catch some, and I got one that was about 19 pounds. I took it.
The salmon are huge.
And I filleted it right then. And I sent one fillet up to this place called DeWato, where my father-in-law Chet, that had his dog show going on, and with his prized dog, he had a yellow lab Goldie that was like Rin Tin Tin. Okay. And he's got Goldie at this dog show. He saw that salmon fillet. He gave the dog to the trainer, says, I'll meet you back in Walla Walla. I'm going fishing. he called me on the cell phone. And you go in the saltwater, you don't take the two-way radios and all that crap. You just take your cell phone. And he called me up and said, meet me at the dock. I'm coming down. Aren't you at the dock show? No, not anymore.
So salmon.
Yeah, so he came down to the dock and I picked him up. And we tried and never caught another one.
Oh. So what's new with you, Alice? Tell us what you do.
Yeah, where's your primary fishing hole for this all virtual fishing you're doing?
My primary fishing hole is a couple of lakes over there on the 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 fan page. And that's where I do, well, primarily I do a live stream every Friday called the Social Media Scene. And basically just give you a rundown of some of the major updates, headlines that are going on in the world of social media from week to week. It's also where I test different live streaming applications and things of that nature. So that's my new focus these days.
Awesome. And actually, I finally got to meet Alice in person. I guess it had to have been a couple of years ago now.
It was about 3.
So, yeah, because Alice taught a class at, Guy, how I always talk about Durham Technical Community College's Small Business Center. So, so they started out, of course, with in-person classes, and Alice taught one of the in-person classes that I took. So, of course, I mean, we already knew each other online, but hadn't met in person. So.
Yeah. So, not to mention your name popped up not too long ago for because after this I have an NABJ meeting.
Oh, okay.
So don't be surprised. We're doing an event called Media Days in I think in June or July. Yeah.
So, I went to one of your events. Yeah, you held that in, what was that city? Apex?
Yes.
Yeah, that was good.
Media Days. So we're doing that again in a couple of months. So don't be surprised if you get an email or phone call to potentially speak or something.
Years ago.
Oh, sure.
I used to serve on the Olympic College Computer Information Systems Advisory Panel. I was a business member, and I went to the meeting one day and I said, sorry, I don't know that one. Oh, I said the word, didn't I? Anyway, I went to the meeting at the college and they talked about, well, we've got journalism class. I said, yeah, but the school newspaper doesn't have a website. I said, if you're going to offer training to journalists or aspiring journalists, that's why they're taking journalism in college, then why don't you give them skills in IT so that they can upload pictures and whatnot? And pat myself on the back. Months later, their advisor came up and said, thanks for talking about having a website, because we finally got one.
Yeah, you got to keep up with the modern world.
Yeah, it took that nudge, though, to get them to say, hey, we need to turn these kids loose with some skills instead of turn them loose with half a deck of cards. We'll give them the full deck.
Exactly.
So,
you can't send
Alice,
these kids out here
where's
unarmed.
the link at, dear? You haven't put the link in the column. So
she did.
Oh, she did? Oh, on Facebook?
For what?
For what?
For 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗧.
Oh, for 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗟. I tagged it in the comments.
Okay.
Good. Okay.
I'm not on Facebook, so I do this from the Vivaldi browser.
Oh, okay. So I put it in the since I was on my phone initially. So I went ahead and tagged it in the comment.
So Alice, what was it you were telling us yesterday about Pinterest, the big news from Pinterest?
Oh, well, generally when people think of Pinterest, they think of, well, they used to call it pinning. They don't call it pinning like they used to. Now they call it saving content to a board. But typically when we think of Pinterest, we don't think of live events. So Pinterest launched, I think it's Monday, the 24th. Pinterest is doing a live virtual event for the very first time, which is kind of new because most of the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all of them for the most part have been doing live streaming for years or live events, years. So this is Pinterest's first time doing this type of event.
Excellent.
And it's only happening, and it's not going to be accessed on your computer. You got to download the Pinterest app.
Oh, and do it off the
That's
phone.
one way to get you to do it.
Yeah, that's one way to get people to download the app. So
I
you
think I have
can't
the app.
access it on your computer. You have to go to the Pinterest app. Then in the app, there's supposed to be like a live tab.
Mm-hmm.
And from the live tab, that's where you'll be able to see all the creators that they're going to have talking about food, fashion, design, the major topics that bring Pinterest the most traffic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the app. Oh, I better get it.
Oh my goodness.
I don't either.
I'm not planning to get the app because I don't do internet off the phone. I guess I'm old and set in my ways. I'm desktop.
Yeah.
Oh, can the app be used on the desktop, Alice?
Well, generally speaking, you can access Pinterest on your desktop. That indeed is true. You can even,
always do that.
and do all the stuff that you would usually do through a computer.
Yeah.
But as far as this event is concerned, it's only in app.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could. I bet you I could do the app on my Chromebook, maybe.
Maybe, right? Possibly.
Because most of your Android apps will run on.
If you got it on a tablet, you might be able to access it that way.
I'd have to sweep the cobwebs off the tablet, Alice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's working, but it's not used.
But
I think it's in the second drawer down in my end table by my recliner, and
somewhere.
I'm going to grab the Chromebook first.
Okay. But yeah, so, a lot of folk are getting into live streaming now. So Facebook is doing live shopping every Friday, live shopping Fridays.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I talked about that yesterday on the show too. Live shopping Fridays. So there's certain brands they partnered with, mostly beauty brands though, that will every Friday until June or July, every Friday at noon, they're going to be
start somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, they're selling certain products because I suspect, you can get a lot of influencers in on that. So maybe that's why they went that route. But every Friday, live shops, because if you've got a Shopify account and some other things, you can integrate that into your Facebook fan page and sell merch, sell products, and have your own QVC.
That's cool. I mean, with Amazon, you can do that too, right?
Yeah, you could do it Amazon Live, which is interesting because I did that summit. The Live and in Color Summit was basically a month ago, a little over a month ago. And, I invited all these live streamers to come on. And one of the things that was talked about was Facebook Live shopping.
Okay.
So you don't have to wait for Facebook to do it. If you've got a fan page, you've got some merch, you can, from what I can remember, you can upload all of your product images right there through your fan page. But if you've got the Shopify or something similar, you can integrate that into your fan page and start selling your merch, and then add that layer of live streaming over it or with it. And then you could have your own QVC. Just start, every
people.
I noticed a lot of the talk shows
that
a lot of the talk shows that Darlene watches, like The View and The Talk and so forth, they have a little segment towards the end of the show where they talk about, here's our big deal of the day today. And then they'll have one of the hosts talk to this other person who's the vendor rep for the company. And they'll say, well, yeah, we're offering this for 40% off or 60% off or whatever fantastic bargain price there is. And then
that's not bad.
Yeah, but the summit was really, really good though. I mean, I'm not saying that because I produced it, but I'm saying it because the information that was shared in the summit, I think a lot of people are still sleeping on what you can do in a live streaming space. And so we talked about Amazon Live. We talked about Twitch. A lot of people kind of sleep on Twitch because they think of just gamers. You know, it's just what it's what the young boys go to game.
I'm one of those.
But here's the thing. With Twitch is really good for developing an audience and developing an online community within Twitch.
Okay.
So there's a certain tool that they use where you can bring half of your audience into somebody else's audience and really begin growing, an online community. I mean, just do a couple of Googles about fundraising and Twitch, and you'll see people have made. The girl that was on my on the summit, her name was Judy Valentin, and she raised $30,000 in a couple of hours using Twitch.
What? Whoa!
Twitch. Even PBS a couple of years ago used Twitch to do a fundraiser. They were using episodes of Mr. Rogers. I think it was Mr. Rogers.
Wow.
So yeah, I think a lot of people are
sleeping. My neighbor.
Yeah, wow. A lot of people are sleeping on Twitch because they just see it as that's just where the little gamers go and do what they do. But don't sleep on gaming. I mean, we're looking at. I just saw a commercial. I'm like, well, we got gamers in commercials now. Yeah. Okay. All right.
And TikTok is a good way to gain an audience too.
Yeah, TikTok right now, but I think TikTok is eventually going to be like every other social media platform. But they got to monetize it somehow,
right?
And they gotta add ads, and then they'll start paying their influencers and things of that nature. So give it have fun with it now. But I suspect in another 2-3 years it'll be just like Instagram and everything else.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong, but the way that it's going right now. But here's the beautiful part about it, though. I mean, because Pat, you got a great voice. So between Clubhouse and Twitch, not Twitch, but Clubhouse, Twitter Spaces, this whole audio thing is really popping off for a lot of people. If you don't want to do podcasting, then you could generate, your audience through Clubhouse or through Twitter Spaces.
I tried Clubhouse yesterday. Fraser Ramsey, right, Pat? He invited me over to the Clubhouse thing, and I downloaded the app and tried it out. Kicked the tires. Nope, don't like it. No. It's just that one day, one experience. It was just, what it reminded me of. Remember when that voice thing Blab started being filled up with people selling stuff. Oh, buy my book, buy me. And to me, that was just a turn off. I just want to go in and talk, Yeah,
Blab was one of the first live streaming apps.
Yeah. The element just didn't work for me. I mean, maybe I'm just old and set in my ways. I don't know, but it just
a lot of people like Clubhouse. A lot of people like Clubhouse because they can be in the presence of celebrities, which I'm not particularly fond of celebrities. Not that I don't like them, but that doesn't inspire me. I'd much rather hang out with just regular folks. I mean, I don't have anything against them.
I think a lot of, but a lot of apps when they first start, one of the ways they get people is through celebrity. That's true. Yeah. But I think too, when it comes down to the popularity of Clubhouse, it really just comes down to one, there's no video involved. So I don't have to worry about what I look like. I don't have to put my face on, my hair on, my nail, whatever. Don't have to worry about that. Two, the fact that I think the timing of it was great because people were stuck at home, couldn't go out. You want to have that social experience with people.
Interaction.
And so now you could just fire up, your Clubhouse app, invite a couple of people, and now everybody's talking. It's like AM radio to me. Everybody's talking. Figure out what your topic is going to be, or your topics are going to be. And if you want to do it every week, then start you a little Clubhouse club. And next thing you know, every week you got the Clubhouse conversations going on with some of your favorite people. If a celebrity pops in, great. If they don't, that's fine too.
I'll give it another chance. I did drop in once and didn't like the experience. But I'll try it.
It really just comes down to the people you follow, and the types of topics that you follow. So when you get down, you got to really, kind of trim the fat on it to get to the good conversations that are happening on Clubhouse. I was interested at first because I thought maybe some of my clients would want to use it, and some do, especially the publicists. But at the end of the day, even for me, I'm talked out because I usually work in silence. I don't work with music like I used to or anything. It's just me and the thoughts in my head. That's noise enough. so after a while, it became just a whole bunch of people talking. Now, some people need those conversations.
Sure.
I don't necessarily feel like I need some of those conversations. Like just this morning, there was a Black women marketers Clubhouse group going on. I'm like, first of all, it's Saturday. You should talk with that conversation Monday through Friday. It's officially Saturday. I don't want to
talking about fishing holes.
Thank you. Right. We can talk about fishing holes. Now catch me Monday. I might be opening that conversation, but it's Saturday. And
exactly.
Yeah.
This grind 24/7 ideal is just silly.
But I think that's a generational thing too, in many instances, because Instagram makes the hustle look so sexy. But the reality of it is, some of these young people, you're crying about burnout now. you ain't even started your career good yet. And you already crying about burnout. So in many cases, it's because the hustle is real, but everything that comes with it, sometimes
it doesn't have to be constant.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be constant. And people are finding that out, especially thanks to the pandemic in many cases. So, but Twitter Spaces is nice too, because Clubhouse just opened to Android. Twitter Spaces is not much different as far as generating a bunch of people and figure out what your topic is going to be and have conversations. But at least it was open to Android from the start. So but you probably still have to have a Twitter account, quite possibly. I'm not sure if you have to have a Twitter account to have Twitter. I guess you would.
You would have to have it.
Yeah.
To authenticate.
See, Clubhouse, you don't necessarily have to have any particular attachment to any platform.
I think you just
have to have an invite.
Yeah, you just
need to get invited, then you don't play.
Yeah, and then but some people, there's a positives and negatives to that too, because if you have to get in with an invite, then the people that you invite, they're attached to you because everybody's profile at the very bottom on Clubhouse says who invited them. So it's just like, oh, well, you invited this person, and this person is on this app cutting a fool. So that comes back as a reflection on you.
I like the feature in Clubhouse. It says leave quietly, and I did.
Yeah, leave quietly. I like that. Or I don't even bother to go on. It's just I ain't gotta leave.
I don't know, look and see about 3 or 4 times, and nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, so there's a little something happening for everybody, I guess. But as things go, the audio piece, people just talking, is going to be the thing for the summer or into the fall. More and more people figuring out what to do with voice.
Yeah.
As opposed to
that's okay for some people. That's cool. Yeah. And with today being Saturday, the weekend, what's on your docket today, Guy, for the weekend?
I've got to finish writing up 2 more episodes for the coming week of the podcast.
Okay.
And that's just, polishing the apple, put the preview up, and then I'm going to work on the garden some more. I had to buy some tomato plants because remember how I waited for the grow boxes. They finally got here, and I lost 2 varieties of tomatoes, and so I went and bought some.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm going to work on that some more. I got to when the plants for tomatoes are small, that's when you want to put the tomato trellis on. Don't try to do it when they're grown up 3 foot tall, and then you break off branches and stuff. So I want to work on that a little bit. And then in the back of my mind, I'll be working on that checklist. We're talking about fishing earlier, Alice, and I said one of the things I'm going to do this year is make a list of make sure you got the lawn chairs, make sure you got the dog leashes, make sure, you know, all the things you got to take with, so that we don't get to the lake and say, gosh, I wish I'd have brought the cooler to put the fish in. It'd sure be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got
on your schedule, Alice.
Well, I was just chatting with you. The NABJ meeting I got to go to now. And then after that, I don't know what my day will hold. I'm trying to get out and play in the sun a little bit today. I'm gonna figure out something.
That's what I'm going to do. I've been pressure washing my backyard deck, and in fact, everything that doesn't move is going to be hit by my pressure washer eventually.
Okay.
And, I'm going to clean and paint it, and it's going to be beautiful.
Okay. Well, that sounds like work. So I'm trying to avoid
work.
I'm trying to avoid that today and get out and get some exercise in, get a little sun. And that's pretty much it for maybe wash the car. Now that does need to happen.
That's almost like work, Alice.
Not the way I wash the car. Not the way I wash the car.
Oh. Oh, you drive up to the place and go through
I sure do. Here's my $10. Go ahead.
I've never done that in my life.
Oh, I joined a thing. They've got Mr. Car Wash is the chain of car washes here, and you can pay them so much a month, and you can go through as many times as you want.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's what I'm doing. I'm paying. I think it's a little over $20 for a month, and if you go in single time, just paying, it's $8. So after I go 3 times in a month, I'm breaking even. Anything after that's gravy on the potatoes.
There's nothing wrong with paying people to wash your car. People want that money. They want their coin. So why not give them an opportunity to make some money? Here, I don't want to do it.
Think how many times you wash the car yourself, Pat, and after it dries off, you notice that spot on the left rear quarter panel.
Yep.
I don't care. It's just a car.
Yeah.
Of course, my car is a 97. So I'm just saying there's no, prestige involved when
you can go to those cruises at A&W.
Well, at the end of the day, it's still you have a relationship with your car.
Yeah.
So at some point, it's like your car is probably looking at you like, Pat, please.
I might try that new pressure washer on it.
Well, there you go. But see, me
years ago, when Guy was working for a harvester of green peas, when they still grew green peas in Oregon, there was a story. They used a big pressure washer, which was hooked up to a 6-cylinder motor hooked up to a bean pump to hose out the inside of the pea combines and get all the green gook off. So they were hosing out the combine, and Elmer, the foreman, he told me the story of this guy who said, hey, I'm going to use this to wash my car. He put the transmission into 4th gear, which was as high as it would go.
Okay.
Peeled the paint right off the car. Right down to the metal.
Well, there's different nozzles with your pressure washer.
This was an example of what you don't do with the pressure washer set up.
Don't trust Elmer.
I mean, this wasn't the pressure washer like you're cleaning the deck with, Pat. This is a pressure washer like you would wash off a skyscraper with this puppy, because you could run the hose 300 feet in the air. I'm surprised the car didn't
go rolling down the street.
This thing was on a trailer. It was huge. I mean, it's the same 6-cylinder motor that's in a 52 Chevy. A 235/6 was the motor, and a 4-speed transmission, and that was hooked up to the bean pump.
Now, I don't want to make Alice late.
Yeah, I got it. I'm getting.
We won't. I don't think we can.
Bye.
Alice is going to do like that.
I gotta
go.
See ya. Messages now, so I gotta go.
Adios.
Where are you,
Have
Alice?
fun.
Bye.
Now that the summit that she's talking about, is that National Black Journalists something?
NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists.
Okay. Bye, Pat.
Yeah.
You're one of the few black journalists I know in the world. So you got to be there.
Oh, well, no. No, I'm going to go pressure wash my deck. Actually, I'm going to go to Lowe's first.
Yeah.
And get some, I need a brush and a long handle because I want to have some cleaning solution on the deck first and then pressure wash it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to Lowe's and check that out. So
yeah, we had that happen when we stained our deck. We got long handles and then put mop heads on the end and soak up the stain and then smear it with that.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that.
Okay,
guys. So I'm
going to go
my
rescue
way
my tomato plants while they're babies.
Okay,
if you sneak up on them in a young age with the trellis, they don't know what it is.
Exactly.
Take care.
See you soon. Take care. That was so fun. Oh boy. Let me check the weather one more time and I'll let you go. It is currently, let me click on my app. Woo. Whoa. It's 79 now. It was 73 when I started the show. It's 79 now. It's going up to 90. So I think I will hit lows right now because 90 is pretty darn hot to be driving around in a car without air conditioning. So I will say goodbye to you now. You have a beautiful weekend. Tomorrow it's going to also be 90 and partly sunny. You have a beautiful weekend. I will see you Monday at noon for Bull City Hangout. Be sure to share this out so that more people can find out what's happening this weekend in the Bull City. Ciao for now, and I will see you Monday at noon. Have a beautiful weekend.